Number 1. 1972 Ford Ranchero GT, $22,500. Alright, buckle up, because this 1972 Ford Ranchero GT is not your average classic. It's an enthusiast's dream wrapped in deep blue metallic and packed with muscle. Priced at $22,500, this Ranchero isn't just a pretty face, it's a genuine GT model, verified by the door tag code 48, which means it's the real deal, not some clone or tribute. If you've been hunting for a classic with performance pedigree, this is absolutely one worth checking out. Under the hood, this beast sports the legendary 351 Cleveland 4V engine, a serious performance mill that's just a tier below the monstrous 429. It's paired with a rebuilt automatic transmission that shifts crisply, and this combo gives the car a powerful yet reliable personality, ready to cruise or tear up the pavement. And here's the best part: the engine, transmission, brakes, rear axle, and shocks have all been refreshed within the last 10,000 miles. That's peace of mind you don't usually get with vintage cars. This particular Ranchero has a compelling history, too. It's a bona fide California car and still comes with the original owner's title, something that collectors absolutely geek out over. Structurally, it's solid as a rock. There's zero rust anywhere on the vehicle, including the notoriously vulnerable undercarriage and bed, which is now professionally lined with Herculaner for added durability. It's sitting on classic American racing wheels wrapped in beefy white leather tires, giving it that perfect street-ready muscle truck look. The paint job, done about 15 years ago, still holds a rich shine and depth, showing just how well this vehicle has been taken care of. Inside, the black interior has been lovingly restored. The dash is crack-free, a rare find on these, and the cabin still has that cool, vintage vibe. It even has the original Firestone spare tire, never mounted and in pristine condition. The factory air conditioning is ice cold, and to top it all off, it's equipped with a dual Flowmaster exhaust system that delivers that aggressive V8 rumble we all love to hear. Whether you're into muscle cars, rare trucks, or just looking for something head-turning and fun to drive, this Ranchero GT checks all the boxes. It's equal parts collectible and usable. A rare, beautifully maintained machine with the power to back it up. Number 2. 1985 Chevy Suburban, $17,950. If you're on the lookout for the ultimate vintage cruiser with serious street cred, you need to check out this 1985 Chevy Suburban. Priced at $17,950, this isn't just a vehicle, it's a lifestyle. Think California coastlines, surfboards in the back, and that unmistakable 80s swagger rolling down Pacific Coast Highway. This Suburban is powered by the mighty 454 big block V8, the engine that earned these trucks their reputation for being unstoppable powerhouses back in the day. With just 82,000 original miles, this engine has plenty of life left, which is saying something when you're talking about a 40-year-old beast. Fire it up and you'll immediately feel the low-end torque that only a big block can deliver. The body's finished in classic white, simple, clean, and timeless. That iconic boxy silhouette has officially crossed over from old-school utility to collector cool. And as the popularity of square-body GM trucks and SUVs skyrockets, this Suburban is only getting more desirable by the day. Recent maintenance includes all the essentials: brand new tires, a fresh battery, an upgraded alternator, and a full mechanical service. This is the kind of upkeep that tells you the seller wasn't just flipping it, they genuinely cared about keeping it on the road. It's got a clean title, an automatic transmission, and it's rear-wheel drive, ideal for highway cruising and weekend getaways, not off-roading. Yes, it's 2WD, but that's what makes this Suburban so perfect as a laid-back cruiser. You don't buy this to hit the trails, you buy this to live out your retro beach dreams, pack it up with friends or gear, and just enjoy the drive. It's the kind of truck you'll want to keep forever once you get behind the wheel. Number 3. 1969 Chevy C20, $8,500. Now here's something cool, classic, and incredibly well priced. This 1969 Chevrolet C20 Pickup is listed at just $8,500, and honestly, it's getting harder and harder to find these trucks in this kind of clean, road-ready condition without spending five figures. If you've been searching for a vintage workhorse or weekend cruiser with timeless style and real usability, this might be your truck. Powering this classic is a tried-and-true 350 cubic inch V8 mated to the famously bulletproof turbo 400 automatic transmission. This combo was a staple in GM's lineup for good reason. It's tough, reliable, and delivers that old-school American V8 charm. The seller notes it runs well, and while the odometer reads 14,610 miles, it has rolled over, pretty common with trucks of this vintage. Here's the real win: no rust. That's practically a miracle on a C20 of this age. These trucks are notorious for rusting in all the worst places: cab corners, rockers, bed floor, you name it. But this one's been spared, which speaks volumes about how it's been cared for and stored. The truck wears custom wheels, adding a bit of style, although purists may want to swap them out for OEM steelies if they're going for a factory-correct look. Whether you're looking to haul, tinker, or simply cruise around in something cool and classic, this C20 offers a ton of value for the money. It's simple, straightforward, and ready for whatever you throw at it. Number 4. 1972 Chevy Cheyenne 4x4, $22,000. If you've got a thing for classic Chevy trucks, this 1972 Cheyenne 4x4 should definitely be on your radar. Listed at $22,000, it's located in Astoria, Oregon, and it's undergone some serious upgrades in 2024 that make it a real contender in the vintage 4x4 world. Under the hood, you'll find a fresh Target Master 350 V8 with headers, an upgrade that gives this truck both power and dependability. It's paired with a TH350 automatic transmission, making it super drivable for both town and trail. The engine bay's got a shiny new aluminum radiator, a transmission cooler, and a full painless wiring harness. No sketchy 50-year-old wires here. On the braking front, it's got CPP components and a complete system overhaul, so stopping power is up to modern standards. That's a big bonus if you plan to drive it regularly. Now, it's not without its flaws. The driver's seat is cracked, the fuel gauge and radio don't work, and there are a few dings and spots of surface rust still visible. But major rust repairs, like cab corners and rockers, have already been addressed. That means the hard, and expensive, part is done, and what's left are mostly cosmetic issues you can take care of at your pace. Visually, it's a stunner. The classic ochre and white paint combo looks great on these old trucks and really plays up the vintage character. It's got working Ford WD, good tires, and enough upgrades to make it reliable, without losing that original charm. With 164,000 miles rolled over, the freshly rebuilt engine brings it all back into balance. It's the kind of truck you could use, enjoy, and continue to improve while it climbs in value. Number 5. 1969 Ford F100 Farm and Ranch Special, $16,000. Last but absolutely not least, we've got a serious gem for the vintage Ford fanatics out there, a 1969 Ford F100 Farm and Ranch Special, asking $16,000. If you've never heard of the Farm and Ranch package before, that's because it's rare. And rare matters. What sets this truck apart is a combination of incredibly cool factory options that almost no other trucks came with. It has original wooden sideboards, Western-style mirrors, heavy-duty suspension components, and a rugged step bumper out back. But the crown jewel? A factory-installed power generator under the hood. Yes, really. That's a wild piece of equipment, and for collectors, it pushes this truck into a whole different category of cool. The F100 is powered by a 360 V8 paired with an automatic transmission. It starts, runs, and drives well, according to the seller. While the odometer reads 23,823 miles, it's most likely rolled over at least once. Still, the engine's in good working order, and the truck as a whole has a ton of character. Finished in a classic shade of green, it gives off serious vintage farm truck vibes, simple, hardworking, and beautifully unpretentious. This isn't a show truck, but that's not the point. This is about originality, history, and a connection to a time when trucks were built for real work and looked great doing it. You're paying here for uniqueness, and if you're someone who appreciates old-school Ford heritage, this truck might be one of the coolest finds of the year. Number 6. 1979 Ford F-250, $8,500. If you're the kind of enthusiast who loves a good project with solid potential, this 1979 Ford F-250 might just be calling your name. Priced at $8,500, it's a two-owner truck, a detail that's becoming harder to find these days, and the current seller is refreshingly honest about what you're getting. This isn't a turnkey daily driver yet, and it's not trying to pretend it is. The seller openly admits it needs some TLC before it's truly road-ready, which we think is actually a plus. Transparency is rare in the classic truck world, and here, it's front and center. Let's start with the interior, which is surprisingly well preserved for a truck of this vintage. The upholstery is clean and free of major wear, the door panels are in solid shape, and while the dash does show some cracking, pretty much expected on late -70s Fords, the original dash cover is included with the sale. That's a nice bonus, especially for those looking to restore it to a more original look. Under the hood, this F-250 is powered by a trusty V8 engine paired to an automatic transmission, and it's set up as a 2WD. The odometer reads 54,586 miles, but given the truck's age, it's fair to assume it's rolled over, or at the very least, the mileage may not be fully accurate. Still, the engine fires up and the truck runs and drives, so it's a functional rig that just needs some refining. What really sets this listing apart is the seller's willingness to be upfront about the condition. An inspection report from Estacada Body and Paint is included in the listing photos, with a detailed breakdown of the recommended repairs. That's the kind of honesty and documentation you just don't see often in private sales. Common wear items like weather stripping need replacement, which is typical for a Ford of this era. It's not quite ready to serve as your everyday hauler just yet, but if you're looking for a classic workhorse with solid bones, this one checks a lot of boxes. At $8,500 or best offer, it's a great platform for someone who wants a vintage truck they can wrench on, fix up, and make their own. Number 7. 1972 Ford F-250, $14,500. If you're searching for a head-turning vintage truck with some serious curb appeal and mechanical reliability to back it up, take a look at this 1972 Ford F-250, listed at $14,500. Right off the bat, the fresh matte black paint job grabs your attention, and the seller claims the body is not only rust-free but in perfect condition. That's a bold claim, but if true, it puts this truck in rare company, especially considering how many early -70s pickups are riddled with rust issues. Powering this tough-looking rig is a solid 360 cubic inch V8 engine, mated to Ford's legendary C6 automatic transmission. The C6 is well known for its strength and reliability, especially when paired with a big block engine like this. Add to that the fact that it has factory power steering, power brakes, and air conditioning, yes, factory AC on a 1972 truck, and you've got a seriously well-optioned rig. This isn't your bare-bones work truck. Inside, the story just keeps getting better. The interior has been recently redone, which is a big win when you consider how many classic trucks still have cracked dashes, torn bench seats, and faded carpets. This one looks to have been given the attention it deserves, making the driving experience that much more enjoyable. The odometer has rolled over, which is expected for a truck of this vintage, but the seller reports that it runs and drives great. Given the drivetrain and the upgrades, it's not hard to believe. Visually, the matte black paint adds a custom, hot rod-inspired vibe without sacrificing the unmistakable lines of the classic F-Series. It feels like a modern twist on a vintage platform, subtle, but striking. At $14,500 or best offer, it's priced competitively for a rust-free, nicely optioned, and visually striking classic truck that's ready to hit the road. Number 8. 1973 Chevy C10 Short Bed, LS Swap, $27,500. Here we go, this 1973 Chevrolet C10 Short Bed is what Restamod dreams are made of. Listed at $27,500, it's got the looks, the performance, and the modern upgrades to back it all up. This isn't just a classic truck with a shiny paint job, it's a fully reimagined machine built for power, reliability, and style. Under the hood is a 6.0 LLS1 V8, mated to a 4L60E automatic transmission. This engine-transmission combo is the gold standard in the Restomod world. Known for their bulletproof reliability and smooth power delivery, these GMLS swaps breathe new life into classic vehicles, and this C10 is no exception. The build also includes a heavy-duty radiator with dual electric fans to keep temperatures in check, and a full Dakota digital gauge setup to give you accurate, modern instrumentation while still maintaining that classic aesthetic. The seller notes that the truck is clean and gets compliments wherever it goes, and we believe it. The 73 body style was the first of the score body generation, and it's become one of the most sought-after platforms for builds like this. Its timeless lines, especially in short bed form, paired with the rumble of a modern LS engine, make for an unforgettable street presence. It's worth mentioning that the truck doesn't currently have AC or a radio installed, but the seller is upfront about that. These are easy upgrades if you want to use the truck as a daily driver or just want a bit more comfort on longer trips. But as it stands, it's already an absolute blast to drive and turns heads every time it rolls out. At $27,500, you're paying for quality, and that's exactly what you're getting here. LS-swapped C10s are hotter than ever, and finding one that's been thoughtfully put together like this is getting harder by the day. Number 9. 1965 Chevy C20, $22,000. Last but absolutely not least, we've got a 1965 Chevrolet C20 listed at $22,000, and this one is a true gem for the right buyer. Restored in 1985 by the seller's uncle, a skilled metalworker by trade, this truck has a unique backstory that sets it apart. Most importantly, the restoration was done the right way, with no Bondo used at all. Instead, the truck was fully stripped down, the rust properly addressed, and the bodywork performed with expert craftsmanship. It's been garage kept and well maintained ever since, with minimal exposure to the elements. That alone makes it a standout in a world full of rust-prone and patched-up classics. Under the hood, the original powertrain has been replaced with a built 350 cubic inch V8 that's nothing short of impressive. It features a 4-bolt main block board .030 over, a comp cam, new lifters, double roller timing chain, ARP head studs, and Summit 202 heads. With only about 5,000 miles on the build, this engine has plenty of life and performance left in it. It's clearly not a factory-correct setup, but for the performance-minded buyer, that's a very good thing. Backing the engine is the original 4-speed manual transmission, a detail purists will love, and the truck even features modern air conditioning installed just 4 years ago. Yes, it works. That's a rare and welcome upgrade, especially if you plan on using it in warmer climates. Recent updates include new tires, brakes, a replacement grille, new radiator, front bumper, and a full exhaust system. The truck has also been given a tasteful 2x4-inch drop using C10 springs, giving it a great stance without sacrificing drivability. The owner even notes that it's handled multiple long-distance drives in 105 degrees Fahrenheit Phoenix heat with zero overheating issues. That's a serious testament to the quality of the build. At $22,000, you're getting a truck with a great story, meticulous restoration history, and modern reliability upgrades. This C20 isn't just a pretty face, it's a well-loved, properly built classic that's ready to drive and enjoy. Number 10. 1967 GMC K15 4x4, $30,000. Here's a truly intriguing vintage 4x4 that doesn't come around often, a 1967 GMC K15, one of the rare factory-built 4x4s from the era. Priced at $30,000 or best offer, this truck isn't just another project, it's a potential 2-for-1 build that's already got a head start. Let's break it down. First off, it comes with its original drivetrain, a 305 cubic inch V6 engine paired with a column-shifted 3-speed manual transmission, commonly known as 3 on the tree. That alone is a cool combo for purists who love keeping things stock. But wait, there's more. Included in the deal is a Chevy V8 crossmember and a 305 small block V8 that's ready to drop in. So whether you're leaning toward originality or itching for a little more power, this package gives you the flexibility to go either route. The seller states the truck is running and driving, although it's a bit unclear which engine is currently under the hood. Regardless, a considerable amount of work has already been done, and while there are still some finishing touches needed, the seller claims that all the necessary parts to complete it are included in the sale. At $30,000, this isn't a cheap project, but genuine factory 4x4 K15s are becoming increasingly rare, and finding one with both the original drivetrain and a ready-to-go V8 swap is like striking gold. This truck could be a fantastic opportunity for a collector, or rest-a-mod enthusiast, or anyone who wants the freedom to shape the build exactly how they want. Just be sure to ask for a full list of what's been done, what parts are included, and what still needs work before diving in. Number 11. 1980 Chevy El Camino, $18,900. If you're looking for something that walks the line between car and truck with unmistakable style and charm, take a close look at this 1980 Chevrolet El Camino, listed at $18,900 or best offer. This one's got a clean history and a solid restoration under its belt, completed roughly a decade ago with documentation to back it up. The red pearl paint shines brilliantly in the sun and still turns heads today. Under the hood is a freshly rebuilt 350 Ci small block V8 with only 4,000 miles since the rebuild, plenty of life left in this one. It's paired with a rebuilt transmission, so the drivetrain is already dialed in and ready for cruising. The car has been senior-owned and garage-kept, which generally means it's been babied, driven responsibly, and stored out of the elements. The seller has added several tasteful upgrades, including a custom dual exhaust setup, American racing wheels, and a completely redone interior. Even the undercarriage was professionally detailed, at a cost of $2,000, just to show how thorough this restoration has been. Everything reportedly works just as it should. All the gauges, lights, blinkers, and systems are operational, so it's ready to drive straight to your local cruise-in or car show. At just under $19,000, you're getting a well-loved, well-kept classic with timeless appeal and everyday usability. Number 12. 1967 Chevy C10 Long Bed, $7,000. Now here's what we'd call a straight shooter of a classic truck, a 1967 Chevrolet C10 Long Bed that's far from perfect but full of honesty and potential, and priced right at $7,000. The truck wears its years with pride, sporting a healthy amount of patina and character that tells its story without trying to hide anything. It's powered by a late 70s 305 small block V8, mated to a 3-speed manual transmission mounted on the floor, a classic setup that makes it feel even more old school. Previous owners have already addressed some of the common problem areas, including repairs to the floor pans and rocker panels. The current seller continued the progress by installing new drop springs, shocks, radiator hoses, alternator belt, air filter, and an HEI distributor for better ignition. The brakes have been adjusted, the wiring tidied up, and it now sits on a set of newer tires, giving it a more confident stance. Inside, the truck needs a little more love. The interior is incomplete and will be your next project, but that just gives you a chance to make it your own. On the plus side, it includes a rust-free C20 fuel tank and a recently rebuilt carburetor, both nice upgrades that should add to the reliability. If you're looking for a running, driving classic truck with good bones, a fair price, and a lot of potential, this C10 is a great place to start. Number 13. 1972 Chevy C20 Custom Camper, $5,500. For just $5,500, this 1972 Chevy C20 Custom Camper offers an appealing blend of old-school charm, muscle car spirit, and work truck utility. It's powered by a rebuilt 355 cubic inch V8 engine that's been treated to some nice performance goodies. An Edelbrock cam, intake manifold, and carburetor all contribute to the power and responsiveness of this truck. It's also equipped with power steering and power brakes, along with a tilt steering column, which adds a bit of comfort to the otherwise utilitarian setup. As with most trucks of this vintage, rust hasn't been completely avoided. It will need work on the rocker panels. Fortunately, the seller includes the replacement panels as part of the deal, which is a huge plus if you're handy or already planning to tackle some bodywork. Other positives include a brand new radiator, a freshly upholstered bench seat and dash pad, and a binder full of maintenance records that go all the way back to 1989. That kind of history is invaluable and speaks to a truck that's been cared for rather than neglected. With 159,000 miles on the clock, this C20 has definitely seen some use, but it hasn't been abused. It's a great candidate for someone looking to enjoy a classic with some power under the hood, a little elbow grease on the side, and a whole lot of charm.